Good morning, Salon. Good morning, Twitter. And good morning to all the listeners and with tuned from different parts of the country and outside Salon. Live from the New Englandville studio, and welcome to the midweek edition of the program Good Morning Salon. Good morning, Salon, for this week where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today, now Wednesday, August 5, 2026, and we're glad for bringing this edition of the program come to you. And we will bring the program come to you this Wednesday morning. My name is Adeyemi Jackson.
And Musa Kamara, good morning. In this edition of the program, we thought of the DC, the strongest people are those who keep going despite the struggle. We mean, see, the people we get real power. Now the one them we not give up, even if life hard. We main point them in this edition of the program Good Morning Saloon. The deputy leader too of the opposition at Parliament, Honorable Aaron Arun Kroma, don't call on the Deputy Minister 1 of Agriculture, Dr. Aissata Kamanda, for news in research skill for improve the agriculture sector. The Statistician General na Statistics Saloon, Andrew Bob Johnny say, then don't give Sabito but 150 workmen them for collect information on mama and picking well body and nutrition at different household them in the country for sake of the demographic health survey. And today inside the program we talk to the National Coordinator Budget Advocacy Network, Abubakar Kamara, one private sector development specialist, Melvin Furi, and one council member in Salon Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Al-Aji Alpha Tanu Jallo, as they will talk about the 2026 supplementary budget and the economy in general.
The program that Good Morning Salon they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Members say you can be members you listen to me live on www.radiodemocracy.sl and from we partner radio stations them.
You listen me live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM na Freetown, Radio Shalom 89.5 na Koinadugu and Falaba District, Radio Malen 88.5, Radio 1J 11.3 na Pujon District, Radio Kolente 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Moi 105.5 na Kailau, Vopad Radio na Watalo, Voice of Sando on 95.7 na Kono District, Voice of Karine na Kamakwe on 98.0, Voice of Masoro na Pujon District, Advocacy Radio na Potloko District, Radio Katbami on 106.7 na Tonko Limba, Art FM on 95.9 na Moyamba District, and Tongo Radio on 107.5 FM.
Good Morning Salon, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You can be part of the program by way you go ask question or make comment, by way you go text on the WhatsApp line on 0779819181, or also use the same line for send your SMS message. And also you can follow the program live on the Facebook page and also YouTube page. Also you go drop your question or comment on the issues them where we look at inside the edition of the program Good Morning Salon.
We start to look at issues to go, said the managing director for Mercury International, Martin Michael, say the two-bedroom house we then give to the winner of the Mercury Win a house raffle draw cost over $80,000 United States dollar. He talked this way, the management of Mercury International go and over this host to the winner. For more on this, we join Adeyemi Jackson.
During this year, during the FIFA World Cup, Mercury International, when a sport betting come in, when they operate in the country, they pull the Mercury Win a house raffle draw. When this na online sports betting, outside people go play and win. And the aim for this raffle na for CC, then customer then play and win host through different game them like football. Monday, August 3rd this year, the management of Mercury International don't go and over 2-bedroom house. So the winner for the Mercury Win a house raffle draw na Taf Salon Micro City na John Obi, Western Rural District. Where they talk, the managing director for Mercury International, Martin Michael, talk about the reason why they come with the Mercury Win a house raffle draw.
As you know, we've been launched the Win a House raffle a couple of months ago, and we culminate at the end of the World Cup where Spain win. So that's we didn't have for. So at the end of the World Cup, after the finals, we've been doing the draw for this beautiful house, now this tough compound. But we not be announced the winner because we be one wait on this special occasion today, on the 3rd of August, for let we present this house to the winner, and for let we do all the arrangements, and for let we make sure say una all day na.
Competition like this, one go dey wonder waiting at the star prize. We make Martin Michael talk about the host and serve the couple where they use to buy this host from Top Salon Micro City.
Of course, this is not the first time we did do anything like this. We don't give away cars, we don't give away keke, we don't give away bikes, television, phones. We don't give a lot. But this is probably the best prize we don't ever give. And so long as God continue to give it the power, we go ensure that we get some more of these competitions down the line. And we go therefore announce the next one. We hopefully the next one we go announce them as soon as possible so that we go meet Christmas. So within here today, we'll hand over this house to this winner. Now this is the first time where we give or anybody give a fully loaded house like this. And for Leona know the value of this house now 80,000 United States dollars. Now, if you want to know that in Leon, around 2 million. That for old money na billion, for new money na million.
Where in the talk, the winner for the Mercury Win a House Raffle Draw competition, Abu Fumba from Kenema District, talk about how he feel when he win the host for Mercury International.
Well, really, I dey try for tell me brother, they say Mercury area, I can't mean they na they mistake, that they do business. So when I get a call from Mercury International, be so surprised to me. They say, well, now you know the lucky winner, so we go want for see you. Also, I see that almost one craze. Yesterday, I travel come, I not believe. Up to now, until the handover give me the key. So really, I so overjoyed. Gladly, and I dey try for tell me brothers, they say, Mercury area, the more you play, the more you get chances. The game area, and when you don't win, for say that they delay for pay you now, instant you win, the instant you withdraw, you get your money.
Abu Fumba and for tell thank you to Mercury International for the host where he win and call on other people for the play Mercury game them because the game them he believes say real. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Adeyemi Jackson, the report.
To you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. In case you just join me, today we talk to we look at the supplementary budgets, the economic performance, and waiting to drive the country economy. As we mentioned earlier, the Minister of Finance just earlier this week last week been lay the budget, supplementary budgets in Parliament, with Member of Parliament then being agreed for. And inside this budget, we lay a key reason them why Salon they ask for a supplementary budget. And the summary of this budget points to weaker economic growth and also talk about government expenditure, revenue mobilization, and some of the challenges them and success then at the economy. Within the drive Salon economy, within the challenge and success them, within the specialist or business sector think say governments for do for improve the economy. Make today inside the program, they expect to be joined in the studio by Abubakar Kamara, we now the National Coordinator Budget Advocacy Network PAN, and now the studio now we get the private sector development specialist Melvin Fore. Good morning, Melvin, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, sir.
And also now the program I get one council member from Salon Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Al-Aji Alfatanu Jallo. Good morning and welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, and as I mentioned today, we'll look at the supplementary budgets, think the way commodity and how the economy will improve. What's in the role of the private sector and the business community in the growth of the economy? And I start with we studio guest from the Chamber of Commerce, Al-Aji Tanu Jallo. Somebody where they listen you now, where they get you on radio for the very first time, would like to know Udana Tanu Jallo in business na Salon and also na the role where the Chamber of Commerce they play in the economy.
Thank you very much, sir. I tell you, thank you. Family wana adu. Me na Al-Aji Alfatanu Jallo. We too know best na that me na been the president of Sierra Leone Importers for quite some time. Then me and I've been the chair for the Amalgamated Trade Sector Advocacy. Then I don't be council member at the chamber for about 20 years now. So, of course, chamber nine are the umbrella institution for all other trade institutions. Then. So it do advocacy for both goods and services for all business people. Then for cut things short because of time. Chamber now in the work with the states for make sure say they advise government on waiting for do we go help for make the economy go fine for the good of this for the good of the people of this country. So business assure now the lifespan, now the key for any economic growth and the whole world, not only Sierra Leone. And for Sierra Leone, with people and they do well, but I think the most important thing where they look for now the expertise. When you get people and we know good about politics or we get passion for humanity, then I sure say the economy of that country will do well. Now I make you no go surprise on the greater nations. I make you no go surprise on the bigger nations. The reason why then they big and get all our population what they get, but then still they grow is simply because the politicians they already they're no seeing people and they and are then in the work for. So they always they listen to them cry and look before things they happen for what you go good for them people then. And for Sierra Leone, we they say things that mean okay, things that mean all right, but all of a sudden when I get one music when I play, waiting do salon, waiting make salon for sofa show. We not really look in deep for see who side the problems and come out. Maybe we'll go able to identify some of them, but we're not go able to say that this and this we for do for make this country go before. And as I always they say, even to we head of and we president of this country, if the people them more than put for work for the people of this country, one work but not sabi how for do the work, we will still get problems. And the advice I say before he send somebody na a job, if I not say this person, if you go do well, then they get a good name. If you go do worse, then we get a bad name. I think these are the first thing we for look at. And the first advice we for give them people you can always please them for give them job. I think that we whole problem born. We in a chamber, we work will get now for anybody we come now for make we advise them how for doing job and do them perfectly for the good of this country.
Okay. Now, you don't take a very longer time in the business space, over 20 years from your explanation, Chamber of Commerce, and also don't they play role in the economy. For you, I can describe the economy as it is.
Well, for now, you know they do well. Of course, we get some figures. When we check for verify, the figures are not accurate. For instance, we say 2005, 2025 and 26, we get 47 billion. When we check for verify and other institutions, they say they're 63% way below. So all them things here they make this country no move. If we want let the country move now, for put certain people in together. Like waiting 98.9 they do so. Put certain people together, then we discuss the issue and see the way forward. And most of the issues that we call the backwardness of some of these issues them right now. Now because people either they know, then determine for do, but they don't know what thing for do. And we can say the problems then are man-made. So we go sit down inside 1 day or 1 hour. We sort out that problem and move some economic back before.
Okay, let me look at the key issues. You talk about the economy, where you say the economy not do well according to you.
Yeah.
Also, you think say go wrong? Why make the economy not do well?
Well, my specialization mostly now on trade. So when I look at trade, I look at say today all the cry wanna get na here because anybody wanna call na here and the cry and they will give say the port. Say the port don't overcrowded, We get so many things that now where they make for, even for taking goods where bring and come, a problem. And then Gusha will they try to mobilize revenue from. So if we get the situation within at the port right now will make big trade very, very, very difficult. And one let trade be sweet na saloon. So when you go down for your product, you get so many bottlenecks. Of course, we've been get around 9 to 10 actors. Today we don't know. And then 10 and day importation been low, and now importation on triple. So for clear airport, it's an expenses. One, when you contain a day for more than the time wait for the day, you get for pay demurrage when a benefit to another institution. You get for pay rent when a benefit to another benefit to another institution. Of course, all the actors the way they did are sure they will cause for make you delay. Of course, we will agree say 48 hours before the container they reach the saloon, you manifest for one day. If you're able to clear your goods. Of course, if you is smart, you go clear the goods before you reach out, but that's not to the case. So at now all bottlenecks are things and slow the economy down.
Okay. Alhaji Tanu Jallow, we come back to you for look at the summary of the minister's speech and the current status of the economy and what it thinks lead the country to that, and what one of the advice as people way they into the business sector. In name na Alhaji Tanu Jallow, in a council member Salone Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. I come to you, Melvin Furi, private sector development specialist. Good morning again and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Good morning.
Of course, the Minister of Finance, Sheku Fantamadi Bangura, been lay the supplementary budgets in a parliament. We member of parliament then don't agree for. As a private sector development specialist, we analyze the economy. You don't see the supplementary budget, you don't go through them?
Yes, I don't go through them, and I don't interesting. You get a couple of interesting facts in it.
Okay.
So for me, the supplementary budget based on the first budget, the main budget we read last year for cover the whole of 2026. So at there one start.
Okay.
Government may intend for spend 30 billion euros, and part of 21 billion will go towards the current expenditure we get for the wages, and the rest, and then about 8%, the 8 billion will go towards capital expenditure. But when I review that the first budget, it was interesting to note, and I may raise them in some other program, whose side government intend for pull the money. For me, that was the key question I asked. Because budgets, now which you plan for spend, but the key answer to them, when they give you a window, when they give you a look into how government intend for run the economy, now whose side they pull the money. And based on that, if I get my figures right again, income tax was the main source of revenue for government, 32%. GST was 15%. Customs and excise, where Mr. Tanu, I know say, he get interest in them here, that been 21%. But it will interest you for note, say, mines and minerals was only contributing 5% to that revenue. Fisheries was only contributing 1%. Other parastatals 2%, and other sources another 2%. When you look at that sources of revenue, it will tell you, say, government over-reliant on taxes. Government a main source of revenue, not tax. And each time when they talk about Sierra Leone economy, we can always say we are a mining economy, mining our backbone, and this. But imagine waiting government they get as revenue projected for 2026 was 5%. Now, that was the basis of the budget for 2026. Fast forward to the media of 2026. Government, of course, what you could call externalities, things that happen in the economy. and government realize say they're not going to meet that sources there. If you read the budget, it will tell you say government say then GST targets they're not able to meet them. Then exercise other tax for business they're not able to meet them. Why? A lot of things happen can explain that why government able meet their targets then they, and because of their shortfall in it, yes, they able meet income tax because and they anyhow you make they're there for tax people. They once they pay you salary, they're there for tax you. So then the government but GST and the other tax targets they're able meet. And for me, nine are the crux of the matter in this new budget. Why government not able meet them? Mr. Tano begin to, I don't know if you are interject.
Continue.
Mr. Tano begin to talk about the challenges that they face in the port. So when you over reliant on GST and you tax the private sector a lot, whether now you increase the taxes or whether you become efficient in collecting the taxes, once the private sector begin pay more tax, their businesses, they contract, it is small. So if Mr. Tanu may import 5 billion per year and the increase in tax, the challenges with one in business in terms of fuel, where the budget mentioned, where the minister said that the main driver, the conflict in the Middle East, caused the increase in imported fuel and caused the increase in cost for Mr. Tanulian. He himself not go increase in business import. And if you don't do more business, you don't have a threshold to tax. If you don't import more, if you don't trade more, you can't tax more GST. You can't tax him in business. So now that's for me that the key takeaway from
immediately after that budget speech, we see government reverse the fuel price and increase them, and then give you explanations them to that why they increase the fuel. You think say this increase in fuel will get impact on the economic growth again, or it will get impact on the people?
Definitely, it get, of course, it get impact on the people and it get impact on the economy. Yes, government need money. There are several reasons why government not will absorb all the taxes, all the costs, as a result of the increase in price internationally. Other countries get other ways where they are able to absorb the cost. But for we, Naya, makes of waiting government policy say, then decide for share the cost. That's what I would say. They are subsidizing, but they need to subsidize all the cost, then pass some of the costs to the people. So how that therefore be? One of the things where the budget speech notes is that there is a reduction in road user fees. The one that they use road. There's a reduction in the revenue from there. So one thing we increase fare go do, of course, for the businessman, he either get for decide for increasing prices. If you don't increase the prices, stay to where the final consumer they buy. If you don't increase and stay to a level where he can't, he get for reduce the number of hours where they use in generator. Then they reduce the number of hours of working hours. For the individual person, if I don't use for drive my motor car, I don't use for put fuel in my motor car, and I don't go where I go that I go all about, and then increase in car. What I'll do, I'll park my vehicle. That's also I'll go to my vehicle. Okay. So because of that, there's a drop in how people even they consume fuel. The statistics today, and for me, now all indicators say the economy they shrink. It is small, it gets smaller and smaller.
The economy they shrink and it gets smaller and smaller. When you go back into the 2026 budget presented last year in Parliament, one of the key focus on the budget now, local revenue mobilization, and one of the things that government want for raise more money to go localization. But you mentioned earlier, say there are key targets where the government not able to meet as of now? You're talking about income tax, you're talking about GST, customs, and other things then. According to the minister, when they present the 2026 supplementary budget in Parliament, one of the arguments he put up that external factors responsible. Again, you agree to the explanation or the defense by the minister that external factors responsible for the current state of the economy?
Okay. Yes. External factors, they get a play. If the fuel price don't increase internationally, of course, it gets what impact on it. But the impact, it impact all countries. But the impact varied depending on country and depending on how we manage your economy. The crucial part per we, it just feel by your us. If you don't get reserve, any price in the market go up, it is shutting you.
So what's the problem there in terms of revenue mobilization? We see government increases taxes as key areas then, but yet still there are challenges in terms of meeting targets.
So then get the figures, but it go interest you for no. Mr. Tanu just don't say they get challenge in trade. Yeah? I just thought to give an example. Say if Mr. Tanu meaning import 5 billion worth of goods, probably this half year, because of the challenges, they don't reduce the amount to the import. And if you don't reduce the amount to the import, you cannot tax with it in import. You cannot tax in more. And now that's the happen, even with fuel consumption. If the fuel prices go up, would they reduce how they use fuel? And if we reduce how they use fuel, that you revenue you get on fuel, you will not get it. So that is what is happening. Once, yes, the Middle East crisis, it's a problem all over the world. But how we respond to them, then will determine how we impact the economy or not.
The program, Good Morning Salute, they continue. The program, they continue for stay with inside the program. Melvin Fourier, private sector development specialist. We will come back to now as we don't earlier get Alajitano Jalo. We don't get your inputs. Now the studio, I want to welcome Abubakar Kamara, Coordinator Budget Advocacy Network Band. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Musa, and good morning, Valionians.
The Budget Advocacy Network don't they pull different reports them on the country economy, and one of the reports them have been pulled this paints and budget credibility. And now we discuss the economy, the supplementary budgets, and the main budget with government being launched. We look at different factors then. But what's in a ban that you take on the budgets, supplementary budgets presented in Parliament and the budget outlook in the country or the economic outlook?
Firstly, the supplementary budget is by law, and therefore, when there is a shift in a lot of variables, the government will always carry supplementary budget in Parliament. And from the presentation by the minister, they state clearly the reasons why we forget supplementary budget, and then states where these adjustments will be going in terms of cushioning the burden on citizens. For example, one of the areas where government mentioned is that they will cushion the burden on citizens on the fuel and also the electricity tariff. So by the look of things, it seems that if government not becoming the electricity tariff and maybe fuel for don't go up more than this. But in all of this, you know, and if I can recall, in 2015 we do one study when we titled the Ebola, ordinary the alternative revenue and expenditures. It doesn't mean that always when something like this happened, certain sectors then will be really suffered. Government for able to adjust based on the current situation. For example, as part of that study that we do, one of the suggestions we'll look at is how do we even rationalize the use of government fuel? Because government is spend very huge resources on fuel. I mean, the fact is, when the fuel price don't go up, it all automatically includes government operations, especially in terms of fuel movement. But current situation means we need for tighten our belt more. So one thing we will mention in that report, the WAF is still valid, is how do we rationalize the use of government fuel currently, because now one of the biggest trigger in terms of this shift in the budget. But also we see, when we look at the details budget, we see say some sector then where we feel in a sector then where they cater for the best ordinary people, and we look at basic things they also reduce. For example, transfer to local councils. Transfer to local council almost reduced by 100 million. And local council, and then they provide basic services to the people of Sierra Leone and the rural district, and they cater for majority of Sierra Leonean. If you look at the overall transfer to local council, it not even reach 3% of the government budget. So if we get in a situation there, so would they feel say now one of the side and we government for protect, we government for reduce, but we see to dismay that government will slash down by almost 100 billion, what simply means say basic social services at the district level where they accommodate majority of the people them therefore be definitely affected, backed by the aspects of late transfer where they go to council them. And we also see, of course, we see some side increase, some side decrease from various ministries then. But for we are concerned is it's mainly around those sectors or those entities then where they cater, where they provide basic services then for the ordinary people of Sierra Leone, like as I mentioned, local councils. And we see the example, the Minister of Health, we see increase, which is good for us. But for we, I mean, the allocation is one aspect. But Musa, as you mentioned, the other aspect is the budget credibility. How are we going to make sure that all of these resources we government proposed, where we generate the resources, and then ensure that the entities receive the resources and they utilize them in a very good way for benefit people of Sierra Leone?
That take me to Melvin analysis earlier I will be asking about when government or Minister of Finance being read the earlier budgets, then projections, you see them being reliant on taxes. And this tax will rely on more of an expenditure. And una budget's credibility report una put show say government they spend more than they earn. What do you think say for be the reality in situations like this?
So firstly, Musa, we already there at a high debt distress. And would expect foresee us in the 2026 original budget, where government try for reduce the deficit. But in a situation they also right now we don't see from this supplementary budget, government don't widen the deficit, don't increase deficit. We mean say government go for trust more. And when they trust more, the subsequent year go for affect. And like dig hole, cover hole. In fact, the domestic and from that money government for trust for finance that deficit from domestic markets, it almost doubled. Because it moved from around 5 something to almost 1 billion. And in a situation like this, and for the long term, it's always good for the government they reduce in deficit from in a downward trajectory, so that in the long run we go able get a fiscal space for spend. Currently, Musa, if you take interest rates payment on debt, you take wage bill, the money, the fiscal space will left for government for investment other area there, in it up to 15%. So which means then two major expenditure in the that they don't take over majority of the domestic revenue. And one of them, now because we continue for a while in the deficit, or we continue for a while in the deficit, we continue for trust. And the more we trust, the more we get more debt for pay. And more so, now domestic debt with the trust. And domestic debt now, because the time for payment is short, the interest high. I would take a thing, you say you don't come out from 40 to now around 17 to 17.5%. But because we go for pay in 1 year or 2 years, the interest rates high small compared to the foreign debt. And that they happen because we continue for widening budget deficit. And as long as we continue for widening them, we go for continue for take more debt. We would expect a downward trajectory in terms of the fiscal the budget deficit for this supplementary budget rather than increasing it as it is right now.
It's talking about, let's take you back. In 2025 budget, the minister report that economic growth reached at about 4.8%, and also he talked about inflation fell significantly, and also public debt decline due to sheer GDP. and the fiscal deficit also narrowed. Now we dey into 2026. Some of the things here so don't they happen. The economy don't they shrink according to Melvin. What do you think say that the major factor, that the major problem? The economy be they do well in 2025, but in 2026 we dey into the mid-year, and from the supplementary budget shows that the economy not dey do well. What do you think say that the major factor?
I think that okay, we can write a whole dissertation on that day. Because the factor then really many, starting from the global outlook. For example, the fear we don't affect, and then we also get I maybe talking the economic activity they shrink, and when because it don't shrink, Adame could see say the GDP could also reduce from 4.5% to 4%. We mean say the economic activities then at the country they decline, and then they affect almost everything. They even affect the revenue, and we see the global economic outlook. From that perspective, look at just the fear alone don't trigger the inflation. Inflation don't increase by 10.4%. And one of the main trigger for that inflation increase is the fuel. Because fuel increase, of course, fuel and composite commodity, almost everything they increase. So there are many factors around that. Of course, if we come to the revenue aspect back, we already know there are challenges that need to be addressed, starting from the ports, the issues around the GST, the tax exemptions them, where they continue for go up. We see quite recently the contract where Parliament kick out the Aminata contract, the NIMO tax exemption where they put there. If that's never go back, we're going to get more revenue loss as a country. So the factors are really many. But also again, is how do we ensure say the small resources where we generate, we manage them well, effectively in a transparent and accountable manner.
This is the thing, because most times governments, they don't blame. They always they put onto the outside external factors. If now Ukraine war, then go say that the Ukraine war. Now they say that the Strait of Hormuz way close na the issue. But in una budget credibility, una look at government expenditure. Government they spend more copper than waiting than they generate. You look at travels, overseas travels. You look at the issue of wage bill. How government they spend on the wage bill. Now the minister they report that the economic growth don't cut from 4.5 to 4.0. You they generate less, then you they spend more. What do you think say governments for do in terms of cutting spending down? Whose area they may think say government for streamlining activities them for ensure say able match to you earning? They say if they make you quote according to his size. Cut you quote according to his size, yes.
Number one, we need to rationalize the fair use by government.
How?
Well, Musa, not to all, when you did not put out in the home setting, when such a situation happened, you have to adjust to that particular situation there. Not to all government officials and where they receive fail now essential service provider there. I can understand like the hospital, the ambulance, then this, that, those they really need. But some of them, the number of fail where they receive compared to the services where they provide, it really not commensurate with, especially in institutions like this where we don't get the fuel don't go up, and we feel don't go up, expenditure don't go up, and we don't go up, you have to adjust to that expenditure. So that's our one. The other one again is around the revenue aspect. We still get issues on tax exemptions. We still give out a lot of tax exemptions that need to be addressed, because now revenue would they lose as a country.
And the mining sector way for driving lots just to contribute about 5%, according to Melvin's submission. Yeah, Melvin, you want to say something?
Yes. So for me, wait me take. Government get for spend because you get social services, you get health, you get government need for spending education and everything in this. I think also with the problem with the economy is we are getting the revenue generation bit. Now they miss. I deliberately read on the sources of revenue. If we have an economy that depends on tax, And who that then they tax more? Now the biggest sector in our economy now services, trading service, trading goods, and that. They need to tax the mining sector. We just did pay 5%.
But government
5%. So, and Baka just talk about exemptions. We get for government need for go back to the drawing board and say, who sign our real revenue sources other than tax. Tax go to some limit. But if you see you begin overtax, so then we argue say they don't increase taxes. But the more you become efficient in collecting tax, the more the business people think say you are increasing taxes. So to them, they are paying more tax than they were paying before. The more tax they pay, the less business they do. Okay. That's what a private sector is. Waiting government for look at. Where are the other sources of revenue? What's in the happen to fisheries? 1% of government revenue only they come up from the fisheries sector. What's in the happen there? We did about, okay, not a work that we don't do. And if you notice, there's a trend. I know PPP is good. We're signing PPPs all over the place. But those PPPs are exporting our revenue sources. What do I mean? The moment you do a contract for do this, outside government may they control, say the airport, we will give revenue. Government don't get a source of revenue again. They don't go. Say the toll gate, government not they get benefits from those revenue again. They don't go. Say the passport. Yes, it's good to privatize them, to do PPP, but can we look at those contracts again and see how government can increase the revenue from those non-tax revenue sources? Because for me, that's the key. Whilst they stress the private sector for tax them more, they also they give concessions to other people and other sources we could have cushioned and reduce the tax. If they reduce the tax on the private sector, they'll do more business. If they do more business, the economy will go. That's a simple economy.
Melvin, the government argument when it comes to tax exemption, now the mining sector, that now for allow more foreign investment in the country, because government say if we continue for overtax these investments, then go away. But the issue of tax exemption now for allow more foreign investment into the country. You agree with that?
Maybe I know I want to come in here, so sorry, Melvin.
All right, go ahead.
On the issue of tax exemptions, firstly, tax exemption is not a bad thing, but we need to ensure say where would they give exemption, we will also get the benefits from that particular exemption there. We need to continue to give exemptions. They will need to see the people effect, and in fact, quite recently we will do a study we call eating twice. Those companies then where they get exemptions. One, they don't get exemption on a number of taxes them where they know they pay tax on. But also the taxing where they're supposed for pay. When not to the taxing where they exempt, they also need to pay. So we are losing twice. Why is they also they are eating twice? So the exemptions are good, but one, there should be what you call targeted benefits for those exemptions.
Okay. Cost benefit analysis.
Exactly.
So I answer you directly. If government they give exemption to this company, the exemption they give, the revenue for generate for balance. You understand, eh? Cost benefit analysis. If I did say not pay this, who else I forget the revenue? How many employment you create that will directly balance that revenue the government. That's the key for me. You can give tax exemptions, but where are you what are you benefiting else from the company?
Melvin, when we come back to, we look at the issue of this tax exemption, we look at the inflation we don't increase according to the minister to 14.8%, and also Alhaji Tanu Jallow, they still will between the program will come back to. We look at NRA according to the first 6 months they don't fall short by 8.7 in meeting the target. What do you think is responsible and government they increase, or how NRA will able increase the revenue mobilization, because the economy depends on the money within the collect. The program Good Morning Salon they continue. Will they go for this break? Or will continue with the studio guest stream?
Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for we.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Nah, bank they won't go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abu left fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Now so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom any side na the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Aisatu Bloomberg Digital. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloomberg Digital Banking.
Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store, or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website, bloombankafrica.com. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Tell me what in the stop nonsense.
You dey look for side for keep you money and for make you business grow?
Well, now the term is so for keeping money with any community bank or financial services association, within they call FSA, with the all side na salon, because then a good party with good condition, way easy for the ordinary man.
They go guide you fine one, but how for manage you money for change your life and the people them and your community. Remember say when you keep your money in a bank where they near you not just they keep money for bye, but you they help your community for go before.
So waiting you the wait, you be businessman or farmer, petit together, so he art person, teacher or anybody keep your money in any community bank or FSA where they near you and see how your life go better.
Tell me what in the stop nonsense. Now money they stop nonsense.
Salon they take action for every mama and every pikin. Together we go reach zero. We all for take action, so no mama no go die where it give life. No pikin no go die from preventable sickness. No pikin no go left behind for take maclate. The race to zero day on now.
But zero no go happen by chance. If you na mama or belle woman, take action. Go na clinic early. If you na papa, take action. Support mama, care you picking for maclate. If you na chief, take action. Encourage belle woman them for go hospital for a well body one. We all for take action for save the life of we woman and picking them. So join with today for take action for reach zero. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health together with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
They look at another issue, said the Deputy Leader 2 of the Opposition at Parliament, Honorable Aaron Aguna Kurma, don't call on Dr. Aissata Kamanda, the Deputy Minister 1 of Agriculture, for use in research skills for improve the agriculture sector in the country. Honorable Aaron Aguna Kurma talked this way Parliament go approve Dr. Aissata Kamanda for be Deputy Minister 1 of Agriculture, Chino Mamadou Jallo for be the Director General and NASIT, and 5 other people for go work at different office them. Well, for more on this, make we join with reporter Chegno Jallo.
Dr. Aissata Kamanda, proposed Deputy Minister 1, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Engineer Brian B. Scanscan.
The Leader of Government Business na Parliament, Honorable Matisha Nima, they present the 7 people where President Biopic for go serve as Deputy Minister, Chairman and Director na NASIT, Ministry of Agriculture and other government office them. After the Leader of Government Business don't present them people here, member them na Parliament been start for debate on their approval, and first member of parliamentary debate na Honorable Aaron Aguna Kurma. It tell thank you to President Bio for appointing them people here, more especially the one them will come from Tonkoli district, but he also go before and ask President Bio for do more for this particular district.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable members, the president is doing his efforts to make sure that he matches the previous president. I still hold the record. Yes, Sudan Kaba and Jacoman did so much for Togolili. I want to believe that the president, Madam Bio, can also do better. It's not only be known for deputy ministers or for deputy positions. This is so strategic to be just considered for deputy positions.
From the request, Honorable Aaron Aruna Kuruma also say President Bio not be make any mistake for appoint Dr. Kamanda.
Let me quickly zoom in on another very much qualified nominee, and that is Dr. Aisata Kamanda. I want to ask that when you go to that sector, support the ministry to make sure that we revitalize agriculture. By our records, the use of cellulose are very much low. When you go to population analysis, as to the rate of use per hectare or the ton per hectare, we are still far below. The rice, we are still struggling with about 2 metric tons, 2 tons per hectare, 2 tons per hectare, which is low, way below the average ton of 4, 5, it depends on that. When you go to Senegal, even when they have desert, they have at least 5 metric tons per hectare. We are still struggling with 2 metric tons per hectare. That tells you we have so much to do in agriculture. And we shall play a critical role in making sure that we improve on that particular area.
When himself the talk, Honorable Emerson Lamina, where they represent people at Kono District, also say almost all the nominee them, where they before Parliament now for approval, now young people. And according to them, this don't show the kind of trust where President Bio gets on young people them.
When I look at things like Brantano, I look at things like Mahmoud Sherlock, I look at things, yes, like Dr. Kamanda, I'm telling you, these things can be showcased beyond Sierra Leone as icon and iconesses. And I'm telling you, it's a very President Joe believes in the capacity of the people. The energy they possess, not only academic, keep it in the classroom, but go out there. And this is what they are bringing. When I also look at the gender profile today of these nominees, I admire President Jospala. It's like somebody that has a telegraphic grade that will sit and meander the east-west north of Sierra Leone, looking out for us.
After the statement here, so Parliament being agreed for them different nominee. As all this be, Parliament being forced look inside the issue of the too much mobile scam where they happen at the country, who said there been someone, the Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, the Director General of NATCA, and the CEO of Orange Salon, who said they go explain to Parliament what is responsible and what they do for address them. After all an explanation here to Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Sengepo Solomon Thomas, be asked the Committee on Communications and Innovation at Parliament for investigate a report back to Parliament for the reason for the Passmark mobile scam where they happen at the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nacheng Nojalo, the report.
The program Good Morning Salonde continue to come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. In case you just join with today, we look at the 2026 supplementary budgets and the economic outlook of the country. We get the Program National Coordinator, Budget Advocacy Network, Abubakar Kamara, Private Sector Development Specialist Melvin Furi, and Council Member Salon Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Alhaji Alpha Tano Jallo. And before we go for that break, earlier we will talk about the NRE then target for the past 6 months. According to reports, they missed their targets and then get a revenue shortfall by 8.7%. What does this mean in the revenue collection?
We own major work now for revenue mobilization. All this when they talk about expenditure that now waiting we they pay. Okay, so NRA in short is like the tariff no go up, everything remain the same. But when we look at the congestion down the port, just like how Doc been telling me, I say If the tax is high, then the product product imported will reduce. So now that's happened. Most of the business people are when they bring 100, 200 containers. Now go down the key. Then we bring 50. Then we bring 25. The importing product. The importation ain't go down because of the congestion at the port. And this congestion, we sure as a strategy, it benefits some people then. Because Bolloré make money if you not go take your container. So if you get any way for stop you for make you not take your container, it go do one. Because that go help them for benefit from that situation there. For NRA themselves, now the position, the activity of clearing, I think na people and problem there. You go pay, then when you come get your goods and say then get for verified payment. All that costs delay. And when you go demurrage, you get amount for pay. Now somebody in benefit. I think now this some of them things shall make NRA fall short. But then we get this non-tariff issue. This now cash business between these small scale micro businesses, where the interaction between the collecting officer and the person where they pay everything are cash. Okay, so now that kind of side for making that money they reach to the state now a state like saloon. I think that's one of the other problems, because there was a time where we say when we will get somebody we do research now the whole country about the money where government they lost. At that time, over 5 years ago, then tell we say the money we lost is about 3 trillion per month. God make that man again when the government can make the NRA boss, the Commissioner General. But today we not able to see that money where we say it been the loss. So we get the belief say there are revenue where they lost, most especially from this cross-border areas, because they now cash they pay, not to check like here. And then we get what we call single window way, not to we fit for them. Now ECOWAS say all member countries forget a single window. These are for fast track the clearing process, because when you go on one side, one payment don't do for all the other payments. So they go fast track the clearing. It will be faster, then you don't go spend much. For other countries, you go surprised say they don't do this from 2013, where we salon will not start yet. You know, so all NTR make NRA lost more revenue.
According to the NRA Commissioner General, they don't already award the contract for the single window custom solution, and also by January 2027 they will start the pilot phase of farm. But you think say this single window go be the solution to the issues that we mentioned at the ports? Because the port issue not only limits to technical issue or bureaucracy, but also physical space for pack containers or even movement of containers in and out, and the regulations container not for move during the day. We don't see a dry port also we don't increase cost for containers them. According to the drivers union Narwataki, then they pay 5 million for go left container now 18. We already now cost on the business people.
It's out of 5 million.
No, according to them, then they charge 5 million according to what's in they say.
Now they charge the one they import for left.
No, for go left the container.
The empty one.
Yeah, the empty one.
Okay, I've seen
the empty container, yes.
So that's all because reduction in revenue, because then container naturally we don't discuss and agree that since we get the bypass road and now for traffic congestion, then we put the rule say the traffic the container them for common and net. Now that we don't get the bypass road and Kisi road and Frubi road on free, we just say let everybody take in container as long as the container release. Okay, we wait for that back. So when they tell we say about so time, or so time, so things will happen, we just know say single window good for we, because it shorten the clearing time. We is very good for we not get extra money for pay. And we don't know if not for that extra money they make this rule still continue, this particular issue still they go on. Because if you take your container, as long as you don't clear them, then the congestion at the port go finish. All containers go free, then Freetown Terminal will get in your space for pack the newly arriving containers now a space. But when we say all the vehicles that will come out and you don't make parking space for them, when you look at the place where they go do, the place too far. Okay. You say go Hastings. It's too far, even for fuel consumption.
Mr. Jallo, again, on the issue of NRA, NRA is one of the institutions where government rely in terms of revenue mobilization for collect scope for government. But we don't see year in, year out reports of allegations of how money that they missing na NRA. One recently get for do with the Asekunda machine. We see the ACC be do an investigation and come up with a report. Suicide they recommend say NRA for stop for use the Asekunda machine because they lost millions of loans. Again,
that is Asekunda machine they charge less or they charge higher. What's not the point with it? Because Asekunda na a program where they bring for fast track the clearing process.
The report from ACC na that we get people within the system where don't tamper with the system where they make NRA not able for generate that revenue where they for generate.
I think that now to we own issue that internal. And as I say just now, if
the question is if people within the system be very NRA, they tamper with system where it's like government for the raise revenue. What do you think say need for be done for address such situation?
I think that my statement may start. It please the president for appoint somebody. And I would make me the advice now that first before they please him, let me make sure say he check this person and know exactly who they are in. Because for any situation we can a salon today, people can get other way for take them so that it will benefit them financially. So for that reason, they get for look at the machine because this is not a salon program. Asekunda na ECOWAS program, of course na global program. Okay. So not so we know what they use them. They mean do them so that if goods they come on a salon, Nigeria go see them, this go see them, everybody go see them. Okay. As they go.
Welcome back to you. Will they look at what in Chamber of Commerce for do or what you think say on a rule for CC this economy they do well because the supplementary budgets they show say the economy no they do well. The program Good Morning Salon they continue after this break. We cancel we order 2 studio guests them.
Cecil, do you know any sharp usa I go able get quality laptop or desktop computer for buy? When I go give me wahala like the last one?
Aisha, you see this Dell computer na me hand? It don't pass 8 years from where I begin user. It no one day give me problem. Na Palestino International in shop, na 5 and 6 Gloucester Street, na they a buyer. Not to copyright Palestino they sell, na original. You see this me plasma TV, this Samsung home theater, me standing fan and mobile phone. Every day when you see them, it's like a new one. They don't pass 8 years na me hand. Palestino don't open Palestino International Computer Shop na 3 Bojon Street Bow. Also you they get all kind computer for buy. For more, just call 076 56 5432 077805898. Palestino International in Computer Shop. All team day for you.
Not to know the pressure me.
Hey! They don't do more. They don't do PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the number 1 foreign exchange bureau in the country, they give all them customers them 1% cashback for every transaction where they make through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA.
Not
so nice. PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, don't 1% the game. So you will get Famul, Paddy, or business partner where they send for you money through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA. Run go now any PC and Son shop where they all about the country. For you where they free tongue, PC and Son shop they now 16 Godrich Road Lumley, 59 Wellington Street, 31 Guard Street, 19 Frobe Road, 10 and 53 Saniabacha Street, 32A Wilkinson Road, 9 Kuto Road, and 24 City Road, Port C. For Waterloo Famulem, within a 9A Liverpool Street, Waterloo. For Famulem, where they upline, within a 76 Sky Corridor Road Corner, within a 5 Palmer Street, Kabbalah, 54 Dambala Road Bo, within a number 4 Denby Street, Kenema, 39 Robane Road, Makeni, 137 Airport Ferry Road, Lunge, Lagos Compound, Kailaun, and 35 IDA Road, Cambia. Tell your neighbor, say, PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game.
Where vision clear, success easy forget. If you want build a strong career and a human rights, health, tech or governance, CREPS not the place for you.
The College of Human Rights, Education and Professional Studies, now the first human rights college na Salone. Don't open admission now. Now number 1 Black Hole Road, PWD Roundabout. Get practical training inside top courses like Global Public Health and Cyber Security, Paralegal Studies and Legal Research, Democracy, Good Governance and Rule of Law, Climate Change Management, and ICT and plenty other one them.
All you need na 2 credits or pass na was or any recognized certificate or diploma, plus partial scholarships there for all certificates and diploma applicants. NCTVA don't give partial accreditation to CREPS.
So, pick your application form now. Now number 1 Black Hole Road or call the number 076 758 511 or 077 758 511.
CREPS, we dey build leader them and protect the rights of people.
They continue the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. When I send una messages them on 7798198 attempt for make a look at the messages here. So from Abdul Joe Commander, they say the national budget of this country it's not reflecting on the common man since 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026 budget for local councils, if not forthcoming, not even on time. The Minister of Finance needs to work hard to see that budget allocations be dispersed to MDAs for operations.
This one from Ibrahim Sisse say a credible budget is measured by delivery, not declaration. Few questions. Is the deficit sustainable? Can the domestic market absorb the pressure? Which areas need urgent amendment? The fuel price hike never stops at the pump. It quickly raises transport fares, food prices, business cost, and the cost of living because weak budget deepens deficits, rising fuel pressures, deepen hardship.
This one from Oluwami Kokai say privatization is a scam and the AGL contracts and all other privatized government institutions should be terminated with immediate effect. If not, our economy will burn to ash.
This one from Offspring say there have been 2 budget moments recently, the supplementary budget this July and the 2026 budget financial bill presented 28 November 26 with the latter having a revenue shortfall and little domestic primary surplus and target not met due to fiscal undisciplined approach. The supplementary budget is meant to satisfy IMF. On the other hand, this is a political test from public view, especially the pain of higher cement fuel cost versus seeing better services. Stagflation is the order of the economy of recent. How can this consolidate and invest budget reflections on feed, salon, energy, and education? Finally, is there any present update on the bond and premium markets of the central bank through the commercial banks?
This one from Tunde Scott, he said the main reason why prices are high is because of the increase in tax by the government. The more you increase tax on local businesses and importers, the more business people also increase prices to recover and make profit. So the government should take responsibility.
This one from Mystic Nadwazak say a strong economy depends on balancing government spending with revenue. If the national wage bill continues to exceed the amounts generated through domestic revenue mobilization, it can place significant pressure on the economy and make it more difficult to fund other essential services and development priorities. Strengthening revenue generation while managing public expenditure is important for long-term economic stability and national progress.
Oluwami Kokai said this government is killing us with frequent so-called fuel hike when crude is below $80 per barrel. Which kind of economics and statistics our politicians read at university? These politicians don't really know their job. Majority are square pegs. When other countries are fighting against inflation, Salone is fighting against decrease. Damian's plastic bag price has increased by 900% from 1 leons to 100 leons.
This one from Ibrahim Sise say tax exemptions in the mining sector should be granted only when they deliver clear economic benefits. Every exemption must produce measurable returns through increased investment, job creation, local development, and higher long-term government revenue, not simply reduce public income. These were what should have been done. Grant only performance-based tax exemption with measurable results. Regularly review exemptions to ensure they continue to benefit the nation. Prioritize transparent revenue collection that balances investors' confidence with national development. A good tax exemption is not a gift. It is an investment that must pay dividends for the people and the nation.
This one from Joseph Cooper. They ask, can the government pay attention to mining and fisheries as well for revenue drive?
This one from Tunde Scott say the main reason why prices are higher is because of the tax increase by this government. The more you increase tax on local businesses and importers, the more business people also increase prices to recover and make profit. So the government should take responsibility.
This one says GST has been collected since 2010 till date. No progress on infrastructure, general services, and previous governments told us that money will be used to develop the country. In fact, citizens at that time objected the 15% threshold, and it was applied on certain goods. All of a sudden, it was generalized, which causes the economy to depreciate. From the messages, then we return to the studio guests. Them I'll start with you, Melvin, for response. Then we continue for look at more issues inside the program.
Okay, thank you. We listeners then seem to understand what's in their home and virtually don't touch on what we don't discuss so far. Particularly, well, I'll particularly note somebody will say we need to get a balance between revenue and expenditure. It's crucial because now in actually in a fiscal discipline, you therefore able to generate more so that you spend more. If we keep lending, Baka talked earlier, the debt will be paid, the amount will be paid for debt. You put up almost more than what you would invest in services we government provide. If I almost double that, 7.8 to versus 3.8. So it's if we keep expending and pay trust to the trust, no more the trust, would income more debt, and will income more debt, it increase and it reduce almost government get for spend. The key part with me they agree also with revenue. Government get for look at non-tax revenue. Because currently government basis is tax. And it not to this current administration. And it get for reflect on the bigger picture. We need for restructure our economy in a way that we not just depend on direct tax and more income tax and this. We need for restructure economy, which you go some man will say economic diversification. If mining is important, I emphasize on this part. If we keep saying Sierra is a mining country, it's a mining country, it's a mining country, definitely 5% contribution, it's not enough. We have to increase that. If we have that sea, and we're doing fish, we're exporting fish, and we're just only getting, government is only just getting 1% contribution from the fishery sector. It's a problem. We have to look into that and see how we can diversify the economy. For me, industrialization is our next step. We are import-based. If we import anything, we import. It means we are the mercy of waiting the apple, Obayana. Now then they produce their goods. If they produce their goods, we just bring a car. How they set the price, that's what we get for buyer. And the business now they get for pass the cost to the average person. So how do we get for industrialized? Even when they do agricultural production, it's not just farming. Value addition into farming. The private sector, for instance, should be encouraged to support it, to increase industries. Not just do the farm, produce the rest, but what else should you do, or produce the cassava? What else should you do with that will create industries? Because if we don't create industries, it's the same thing. We'll just go rely on taxes. And for me, that's the crux of the matter. If you tax more, the private sector will never grow.
Okay, continue for stay with me inside the program, Melvin. I come to Bakar for respond to messages. Then we continue for look at the budget and some of the things that we come on the.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I agree to the one who text around follow go to performance-based tax exemption. I found this is some of the recommendation from we last report to do a tax exemption. So I agree to and totally in terms of follow get measurable tax exemption that what we will lose, we will get something whether as a result of income, technology transfer, or other issues. Then the one was the question whether the deficit is sustainable. In the context, it's sustainable because the treasury bill bonds where people are buying through the commercial banks. Then. So the commercial bank they always make sure say they facilitate that particular process there. And if you look, the commercial bank then majority of the profits are from the treasury bill bond and from government, and they get on. So then it's sustainable as long as the banks then exist. Then go get money for lend domestically. And the one on okay, I don't talk about the domestic bank, the global absorb and then I also agree to the caller, the also message around local councils. Local council, no, they not only don't reduce the expenditure, but they just need to come on time. And as I said earlier, this now one area when a ministry, when a government priority spending, when up to 3% of the total budget, yet still, in they come on time, then now it also don't slash them around 100 billion. It definitely go for affect the ordinary mandate. And this is one of the downside of the supplementary budget. Why is government is have to protect the effect on the ordinary citizen, but in this particular area, so government is worse than the effect. Because it means basic services at the council level not going to be provided.
Continue for stay with we, Bakar. We come with a look at the inflation and we look at increase in government spending as according to the budgets now due to the fuel subsidy and electricity. We can look at then 1 year in government recurrent and investments. The program Good Morning Salon Day continue after this music break. We come back now studio.
Now we been say, let thy kingdom come. Now we been say, let thy will be done. Oh, Papa, if kingdom begin time, so sooner or later we go drop the Emerson. Me now 1 times 10. I ain't doing all the then. Yeah, I'm protected just like Daniel in a lion's den. Anytime we feel we say, we don't see the savior, we must get people out. Where go show we them color. This time we say sweet salon for water. We dey see people around, and I dey no more bread the butter. Sometimes we go back full tomorrow, but no one knows tomorrow. I don't know for you, me yesterday better past today. Who knows if not bogus, then me they make not focus. Say the first things first, now we belly. Business then they close. tax they go high, teacher salary not the same. In fact, money not the flow. Do ya una check for that tick behind the door? Cause the way the thing they go, not tell we not so. You been tell we say you able to burden, but all of a sudden you know the show start with the go. Now we retire with yesterday wahala, but Italian say na from tattoo to yawa. Pape na feel good, yes, now don't rub so, not see me body so. That's so cool water, let me not take lily money anymore. But go buy toy, call a spade, the clock get big question. It's Alex say they want them kind of power for beshi, then they eat to know they eat. Soon the table go turn. Anyone we kind of power for beshi. Now fire go burn. That baby say, all man for left this timber first, but we still see one man where they hide behind him finger.
Thank you to Emerson for that song, the way it do for we inside the program. The program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program. We take one part with headline story outside the statistician general and statistics salon and Bob Johnny say the Sabi they don't give to about 150 workmen them for collect information on mama and pikin well body and nutrition for different household them in the country. Well, for more on this, make we join with reporter Fatu Pakpa.
Every 5 years, government of Salon they ask question, but well body business na different community them, pan area them like family planning, nutrition, fertility, mama and pikin well body, and other one them. This process, na master sabi people and call demographic and health survey when at the SLDHS. And this na nationwide well body count where statistics salon can join on with the Ministry of Health for do every 5 years. This can happen by way out and can give sabi to workman them for gonna different household them and collect information about the well body and living condition of people na all the districts na the country. This well body count done they be inside 2008, 2013 and 2019. For continue inside 2026, make statistics salon and the Ministry of Health don't bring together about 150 workman them for give them sabi for do this well body count na different side them na the country. Inside this engagement, the Director of Demographics and Statistics Salon, Mohamed Koblo Kamara, talk more about this well body survey.
The primary goal of the 2026 demographic survey is to provide updated, reliable data on key demographic and health indicators. Specifically, the survey aims to inform policy that it supports design of effective health programs and strategic resource allocation. Also, it tracks progress, that is, monitor.
The statistician general and a statistics salon, Andrew Bob Johnny, talk about how this go help government for plan the well body business in the country.
Reliable demographic and health data are the backbone of effective planning in this country. They guide us in understanding population trends, maternal and child health outcomes, and the pressing challenges that demand our attention with this training. We are not only building knowledge, but also fostering a culture of accountability, accuracy, and professionalism in this national survey. We are laying the foundation for stronger health systems, better resource allocation, and ultimately healthier communities. Let this launch be a reminder that data is not just numbers, it is the story of our people, and it is our responsibility to tell that story.
The United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, now one of the partner them to government and well body business. We make the country representative, Kunle Adeniyi, talk about how this survey go help and well body business.
The DHS Demographic and Health Survey is one of the very few sources of nationally representative, internationally comparable data on the health and well-being of women, men, children, girls, and our population, especially where civil registration and routine health information system remain incomplete. The DHS now in country count how many mothers survive childbirth, how many children with their fifth birthday, who is reached by services, and just as importantly, who is not.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Dembi, talk to them people we get for do this well body count.
But the people that they go for do this survey, they're nearly as important as the survey is. You need somebody with trustworthy, somebody with confidence, somebody with they respect people, somebody with they listen to people, somebody with they find out say the information where they get. I know more they put sponsor your own information in inputs. Because if you go there, you go write your own information, find out the people and information, how useful are they on it? It's not very useful. If you go there, you don't ask the people and you put your idea and no more, and then they call bias.
Dr. Austin Dembi end up for call on community people for take part in this survey as in say the answer where they go give go help government for know the well body status of people and self able for plan better well body system and give budget society we need them more. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Fatu Nyangi Jigwapa the report.
Salon, they continue the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. If you just join we they look at the economic outlook, and we get to studio guest them from Chamber of Commerce, Budget Advocacy Network, and a specialist from private sector development. Akanto Alaji Tanu Jallo from Chamber of Commerce. Earlier, when we start this program, we start for talk about the role we una they play. At this moment, whose role you think say the Chamber of Commerce get for play in the economy for ensure say the lab system way they happen now gets improved?
I think we make it clear last time say most of the policies that we government draw for certain reason they not really involve Chamber. But we advise say all trade issues the Chamber be involved, because we get the expert them for discuss with government and see what the results could be. So that's now one. Like the situation down the port, we get mechanism for remedy most of the situation here. That make when we start, straight away we take the case to Parliament and we should say what they now. We want the Chamber will involve so that anything before it happen, we get for encourage not only the business community in Sierra Leone, but the foreign investors, them, both local and foreign investors, how we for encourage them for investors alone, so that an investment boosts revenue, so that we will help government in boosting revenue.
When government they talk about economic growth, they rely more on the private sector for support. And when they come up from that sector, or when they lead large number of that sector followers them, if the Chamber of Commerce they in charge, what you go do different in terms of revenue mobilization, in terms of tax compliance and the like?
Yeah, we're an advocacy group. We encourage people, educate them as to the benefits of some of the entire what they do. But when we look at we get some challenges so they meet. Which we will do different now is one, the greatest business challenge now moving products or goods from one place to the other. And when you look at the security system within the country or within West Africa, because that is an ECOWAS issue. You see, say, from here to Makeni, I think you don't count your fingers and a yarn, the number of checkpoints we get from it. And then checkpoints, if we then see them for doing the job, you will see how many days you will take from here to just for go Makeni. So these are some of the things that we will ask government for reduce. Before they reduce and a security matter, we go let them look at the data of then people here in job per year. What in this checkpoint and don't do from this year to this year? What in this other checkpoint do from 1 year to, because the checkpoint and they increase every day. We don't know whether they give the authority say them for making a checkpoint in a certain area. The checkpoints and they increase, they go a certain time, checkpoint not in one certain area before you go there, the other time you meet checkpoint erect. Well, one with the delay, and how for facilitate them. When you reach a checkpoint, how you go facilitate your program so that you go able to go quick, the other man left there. I don't know. The facilitation for make them fast track your issue so that you go the man will meet in left day. These are all obstacles to trade. So with the ask say do ya, one chamber there, if not chamber, they may ask, go say now for reducing checkpoint, I will give them measurements as to USA checkpoint for the USA for the and USA not for the. These are some of the things that we women for don't do. Number two, as we say this congestion, we get mechanism for reduced congestion. If then bring it into the play, and we go advise as to which government for do where the congestion will reduce na the port and business take up again. Because now for make I tell you the truth is people then lessen the importation. The reason why you see so many containers now because we recruit more people than for come in. So as the bigger one and the lessen the importation, we get new people that will come in.
This port issue now is a challenge. What do you think is the solution?
The solution at the port now for pool congestion. And for pool congestion, one, now for redirect the empty containers to send them for day. Because at first, when they don't go empty container, they come back in the port, you get space. Now space not in at the port. So also for carrying container here, we get for sit down with government and see now the exact spot where then we're able to make them container because it's side where then carry and go now way now Jue area, that area too far. Even for fuel consumption. Laws will pull all other payments. And when you do so, you get for use the same word back facilitation. Which you will use for making your truck come quick, then the other truck left there. You know, they're all not good for government. It's not good for revenue collection. They're not good for trade.
Continue for the with me, Alaji Betano Jalo. You can move on to email me. We see say you are.
Yes, the role of the sector, the chamber gets a very important role for play, and sometimes one of the issues where Mikilek for talk with the chamber now how then they expand the network chamber membership. Because most times it seems as if the chamber they talk about, where you talk about advocacy, they address more the issues for the big investors, the big businesses, and they forget about the SMEs and the medium enterprises. And for me, now then are the biggest bracket. So when they do a survey, 2023. They realize only 5% of businesses in Sierra Leone now they registered as companies. Small percent registered as sole proprietorship, but majority of businesses censored over 100,000 not even formalized. So if you have a narrow tax base, you have to formalize that over 100,000 small businesses. And find a way then safely pay small tax. You don't broaden the tax base. But if you have a narrow tax base, wherein just the big companies no more, the large taxpayers no more, you're dependent on it increase. So one of the role me thinks a chamber get for play and talking with government is how to formalize. One chamber need for decentralize beyond Freetown. Use that formalization drive for establish in the regions. And decentralized, because advocating for big companies, yeah, it's good, but you have those majority small ones we go make our own importation easier, come out there they trade with, and then expand the tax base. We go make it easier on our government no go tax no more. Una they import, but we have to formalize non-tariff barriers. Where they explain, somebody asks how it impact that facilitation. They see. Now money that they give, now part of the cost. Now they call non-tariff barriers. So if you want to take goods from one location to the other, government go don't tax you. You don't pay the official tax. But by the time you goods to reach now that border for cross, you don't pay other fees them where government able gets. You don't even go to government coffers. And at then checkpoint then you get for pay. Then they search the goods them. So sometimes we they do a lot of cross-border trading. Some of it are not being captured. We really export palm oil and gari to Guinea, to Liberia. Then big chocolate, you see, it's a lot. Well, how many of them are being examined and determined what's not the quantity? So it's not just go do, then just declare, then pass something under the table, then get a license, then cross.
How can that be improved?
So that okay. One, if the person before you reach the port, the cross border, the border section. If you don't do all your paperwork, you get them, and then you get reduced checkpoints. Then it helps because when you by the time you reach now the border, you know so your paper correct. You have your paper, and you don't need for countries or forget that paper. You should be able to get the paper either online or somewhere. Doing another single window issue.
Okay, Melvin, continue for stay with you. We'll come back to you. They look at some more other issues. Then Bakar from Budget Advocacy Network. We see government expenditure in the original budget now being 30 billion, but this supplementary budget don't increase to 30.3 billion according to them now due to the fuel subsidy and also spending on electricity. What in this mean for the economy that the government expenditure, the increase revenue mobilization, the decrease?
Firstly, the budget now for provide services to the people of Sierra Leone, provided government will generate the resources and then they will disburse them as per plan and manage them very well. So like the two areas then where you mentioned in terms of the fuel subsidy and electricity tariff. On electricity tariff, it simply means the money they pay. In fact, I didn't have the budget. We're now close to 1.something billion. What did they pay to then independent power producer there? Because what fuel go up, it add to the cost. So whether they invoice government now, it could be a high invoice. So now that need for. But overall, generally, what's the budget for provide service to people? Would they expect in terms of the benefit to the people? That one, then generate the resources. Two, then distribute them, then distribute resources on time, and ensure that they manage them and utilize them in the right in the right way. So whether budget big or not, as long as it provides service to the people. But again, depending again whether the deficit not too large, in the sense that waiting a plan for spend as against waiting are they expect for collect or then give me. If they need a match, the government need to take a decision for finding a way for this. Mind you, for the government for something bad thing, now one of the fiscal tools then for take loan. But then we have to do it in a way that way it will be sustainable. We will be in a way that in the long run, it not going to affect the fiscal space for what we spend on other social services. Then.
Continue for day with Good Morning Salon, the continent. The program where they go for walkabout.
Another morning again, at Wednesday, the constitutional amendments debate still carry on men at the House of Parliament. Remember of Parliament them, all man the banking explanation on the law, waiting good or waiting bad. But we camper, independent candidate, una all come together and say una no want them because una want tie people them. Parties una two party when a CPA party and PPSL party because na them party they don't spoil this country mine. Why they tell una say una always in that parliament they una all name dey na me book. We go explain you unu pikin and say unu daddy the women dey na them pass this bad law. Where to una the phrase ba? If you know say CPA party and PPSL party don't work for this country, una allow independent candidates for team up. Because una know say una don't fail people in this country, all my way they can for go to PPSL or CPA party, but una lie, una lie. Elect una make a we go make other political party, Then two party there, una must left this country, Mark what I tell you mine. Uno pass mark, uno pass mark. You know see, then they there, they don't use the fuel back at this country, But you understand, money not there again, for fuel business no more, the government they get couple. Because fuel business, whether you like it or not, you like them make 100,000, you must buy because you want to do your business. Ate politician and all like salon people, they mine. I dey tell unu for free. Inside 1 month, unu put am down. Inside other month back, unu raise up. Why una no left for outside there? Nah, see, na Ministry of Civic now na in the full press release. Why dey tell una say little man, that boy there don mix up inside. Na so back he don dey go no more, dey go and take money na ministry, department and agency there. He say they do the work. Mr. Little Man, you need to calm down. Your hand is scattered too much. Now to back me gold money, say for that on and off switch. You go do publicity. What the people hear? Nothing people are not hearing. Now to back they say the organization. Say then you decide. I don't know that I see. Possible or wasteful me no look on that. They say still the sign there. I tell Mr. Little Man, you name the play, you name the play. You name the play like Uncle Abdul in the parliament. Uncle Abdul, you say name the play. They say, is the play the bull, don't go collect, for that, agree for such in law, then they, but you come in them, they no know. I tell Uncle Abdul, we dey watch you if you mistake. If you mistake, you not shape that cup for the when I don't think it's cut. But the first place, I will go take money for pass law when not in the interest of the people. Uncle Abdul, I dey for you. You know, say you na man with respect to guy, respect for you. Ate, bad situation, bad situation. I hear back they say, then get forget meeting for people the way were they in charge of the business so the election that man the way they interpret law. For let somebody get justice. They no able to interpret the new law. This country, all things just don't capsize mine. If lawyer, when I they go court for interpret law so that all man go get right, no able sit down to themselves and make Uda get right or Uda win election for take charge. Uda na me. That me man last week me get plaba. I go to Nasipa. Do a logo na wamba. Take 2 bitacola, let me take 2 pegajin to a let the case done. Ate waka fine boss, waka fine boss. Mr. Yellow, where you then that institution where the head there. I think it's Mr. White, Mr. Green, Mr. I don't really know the right name. They say Mr. Yellow, I you the collect. Now so no just the shape mine. Ati waka fine mutka then there. Don't see bada ude mutka. But anyway, and two you say people for waka fine. But for no show people, I want to pass with the money there. So man go waka and foot the up in it. Me na the honorable picky waka bot.
From Wakabot, we look at a few messages there and counter with studio guest them for a respond. This one says to improve the revenue mobilization, let the Minister of Finance review the NRA Act 2022 to give confidence to the NRA staff of permanent job.
This one from Offspring say the Asekunda system was created by the UNCTAD meant to automatically track import and export taxes. However, this system has been infringed by NRA workers by deleting data kept in the Asekunda system. This can be effectively protected by wrapping the software in rigid cybersecurity layers and removing direct database access from internal staff.
I say, what do you make up of the increase in the inflation and what does that imply to the economy? Well, with the messages, so we studio guest them for respond. We come to you, Bakar, as you were left with the program.
So on the last one, on the increase in inflation, it simply means on the government perspective, it increased the cost of running a government. It increased the operation of government because if they don't plan for buying 1 million, then the price don't go up to 2 million. So it don't increase. So it affects the overall government operation. In fact, one of the reasons anyway also they take supplementary budget in parliament because within them plan for spend, it don't change as against within them be approved. On the other one, on the review the NRA Act, then affecting for Minister of Finance around that particular one day. But overall, what I just want also mention as my last one are 2 main things then we feel say now the downside of this supplementary budget. Number one, get for the route, as I mentioned earlier, the local councils. The fact that local council now a priority expenditure from the side of government, and we see fuel don't go up, the cost of operation don't go up, instead of government increase local council like they increase other MDs them. Many other MDs and they increase their budget instead of reduce. But local council they not only increase but also reduce drastically by they reduce drastically, and also backed by the late transfer of resources. So then they definitely go for affect services at the local level where majority of the people reside. The second one is around the deficits. We will be happy from the 2026 budget with the Millennium Parliament in 2025. We really show the downward trajectory of the budget deficits, but we don't begin to say it don't increase, and you don't forget triple effects in the subsequent years. Them.
14.8% current inflation. Any update for make this go back to single digits this 2026?
This year, I not see that the possibility for that to happen this year, based on the current trend and based on the current external factor than with the inter right now. Because if you take fuel alone, now one big component with the increased inflation. Because we increase fuel, price of goods and services they go up, transport they go up, fuel. So for let you go to single digits inside this year, I not see the possibility.
Okay, plenty thank you for you joining me in the edition of the program. Abubakar Kamara, National Coordinator Budget Advocacy Network BAN. Plenty thank you for joining me in the edition of the program. Good morning, Salon.
Thank you.
I come to you, Melvin. Messages then come inside, but also okay, plenty thank you. We look at the government expenditure increasing from 30 billion to 30.3 billion, and government is subsidy on fuel and the electricity. But when you talk to the ordinary salon person, then go tell you say this now one way they always there is concern about. So as government is subsidized fuel still price they still go up. You think say then subsidy are they reflect on the ordinary person?
So subsidy, government can argue say if they actually allow the true cost of the fuel for which the city it will be higher than this. So then the question is the need for subsidize, but how much that is subsidized will impact the people. I think the answer for fuel, not to the subsidy, the answer for fuel now we reserve the way we trade with the fuel. If every day we wake, if you rely on the change in world price every day. So currently, what's the airport fuel? What we import, and it's called warehousing. Warehousing, they go store the fuel. But they only they release unto you on the price of the day. So you go, if it can last week or 3 months ago, it in a store. Now the price we did at the market today. Now in the person they sell. You go buy, they watch the world market price, then you pay them. In that way, it's difficult to control the fuel pricing. And that needs to change if we want to get control over how we the fuel prices in the country. Yeah.
What do you think it needs to be done?
Okay, so either, but again, government will say they're not getting money for go keep more fuel. Other people they get stockpile. Fuel now a very important commodity. Like fuel, rice, these are security commodities that you need for invest extra on. In other countries, they will get what they call stockpile. We may get we thanks them. Now the eastern part, hold on privatize. You can get fuel farms. You can buy large quantity. You can put them. That way, it becomes a reserve. If fuel price go up in the market internationally, you don't need for increased fuel price. It go cushion because we don't buy long ago and you still able to sell by that price there. But currently, government no they control that. Government not get a company where they do that. Now private sector people they go count their fuel, keep them. And if now then they keep them, then they sell at the rate way. So this subsidy what government they do, they can do the maths, they know best at Ministry of Finance, and see how if you project say I get for subsidize for the next 1-2 years, about 5-10%. Why if you accumulate that amount and then do the reserve. And then subsidize, rather than you still can allow you to subsidize, and the impact still there on the people.
Away from the subsidy, the issue of the ports, what are key. Now another concern also, another thing with the minister raised now the supplementary budget. The issue of arguing that decongesting ports call for additional ports, in that the country need more ports than like 2 or 3 more ports. You agree to that?
Yes, but again, no. Maybe before you expand the port, we will require new resources. Of course, we're doing then they do other private ports then. Probably if you introduce efficiency in the port system, it will help first. And Mr. Tanu don't deal on that a lot. Say the efficiency in the port right now it causes the congestion. If the empty container, the Hastings, they get for CAM, it collect, it go, it increase costs. There is land around that place the way our government land. Government can invest in warehousing, where the trailers they can park and get easy access, quick one, you collect, you can park back around the port, closer to the port. But again, in the long run, if there is need for expand the port, we have to expand the port. It's good because it shows we are doing business. It's a good thing if it's really congested because the port's not small. But first, let's try to make it more efficient and easy for get your goods out.
We see inflation don't go up to double digits. Do you see any kind of prospect for let the inflation come back to single digits at the end of 2026?
The budget speech actually from the minister Tokam say no, the projection are that it need to go down below 10% by the end of December. Of course, we will not see any sight right now for the end of that crisis, but also because government expenditure don't increase, other things, the economy don't slow down. If the economy don't slow down, all that they go impact on it. So I don't think the speech statement is currently, in fact, any project say it will increase, but then settle around 10-11%.
And then the donor partners or development partners, IMF, World Bank, supports down the reduce. What think government need do for strengthening local revenue mobilization for match the expenditure of government?
Me, it's a good thing that you say no workers so. But if you can control and support yourself, you get what they call agency. So for me, it's good. But whilst there will be shortfall, government for turning eye on how for, again, my emphasis is not non-tax revenue and government for focus on. If you tax more, you're killing the private sector. You're shrinking it. Mr. Tanu no count more container. Less container, less tax on GST, less tax on other things. The economy will go small. But if you look at those concessions we're giving, we look at those PPPs we are doing. Yes, PPPs is good, but at least still get small thing there. If now 5-10% when a revenue will go to government. I mean, how do you do the toll gate? There is no, only last year or this year, and I didn't pay $1 million to government. Meanwhile, they don't collect over projected over $176 million already. We don't pay for the cost of the. We did IGR did a research on that, and it reflects. That's how one revenue government is losing. It's the same thing with the airport. What are we gaining from the airport? Yes, we're going to, you will not say the businessman get for recoup money. But whilst you collect small, low share bank small, give 10%, 20%. That will improve revenue whilst you continue for make money. The passport is the same thing. What is government getting? Other non-tax revenue basis there, how are we generating money from them? The parastatals, are they being effective? Are they bringing us money? Or we just spend it? If we just spend, no more spend by the parastatal. Do we want other investors to come in and co-own Sierra Leone Commercial Bank and reduce government expenditure and share revenue? These are all things we have to look at. But if we say no more, okay, tariff no they increase, but the efficiency of NRA, once NRA becomes efficient, now more pay, now more tax the private sector they pay.
In a role, you message to governments, to the financial, to the body that we responsible for collect revenue for saloon and expend.
No, so for me, it's about the whole economy. We get for approach in two ways. This firefighting they do every year. Small to happen at the international market. We get crisis now. We have to change that. And the only way we change that now, we think we have to have a long-term discussion how we structure our economy there right now and how do we change it, what do we invest in that will protect us from those volatility. Because as it is now, no matter how you do any economic policy, anything happen externally, it gets adverse effect on we, and that should change. When you change that, it will require we forget since independence we not sit down and ask yourself, this economy we inherit somewhere with money during colonialism, is it still efficient for we right now? And we need for change that. In the short run, of course, government need for generate more revenue, looking and stop those concessions has to reduce.
Thank you very much, Melvin Furi, for joining us in today's edition of the program Good Morning Salon.
We come over to Alhaji Alpha Tano Jallow. What will be your round of statements as we not get better time again to government in terms of making the business climate easy for owner as business people?
I will always say there are the big leg government work with the chamber so that we will highlight certain things and we will correct government getting revenue we won't forget. But I deviate small because of my concern of things that already happen, not only Freetown, I think they all over the country now. And that crime prevention and public safety. When I've been getting with the police media board, is it? But I think that no they come up now. Me own just how bike Okada, all drivers, because all man don't drive with lawlessness. We want to make police come forward and say government don't try hard for broaden the roads to 2-lane coming, 2-lane going. But in driving, we know say Okada and Keke then forget a lane, they not for interfere with another lanes. Where that no they happen today, they can ride any side. Where you want to go somewhere, then you know where we pass. We will pass. So I want the police come forward and tell the learning school or learning institution exactly who side for drive, who's motor and who's motor. Not to my own position for talking, I just saying a police for talking, but for public safety, I would like for make all man go know who side they drive so that the traffic road will be empty. All man will go side go the time we want go there. Then again, the checkpoints. They are the big, the checkpoints them. We know they can't say for pull or put. They say, let them check the data per year. Waiting these checkpoints don't do, we will put an hour for this number of time. Because what we see in a facilitation, how you sabi waka for making Matuka go pass na the checkpoint quick. I will not believe say that's not the reason why they put them there. So we ask the people that we're responsible. They are ready to check again for the checkpoint. Yeah. They make business very, very expensive in the country. Now I make way one take one bag rest from here for Kerango like Bo, they get a different cost. And that cost they get for attach to that cost they get for selling a Bo. So the people like Bo will suffer more. So I just want to say small thing about efficiency and the field. Honestly, you look at some countries that are very close to winner, then price will not go up. And this year where they happen, what you understand with any trigger now the difference between Iraq and United States. So we forget we own bank. Then emergency here, they make yesterday you put price up, today you put under no good for the state or not good for the government. So we forget like what will be advised for flour, we don't forget that case day today. We forget fuel bank and maybe in Shoshi we will get fuel bank. Okay, we forget fuel bank where at least if for last week for 2 or 3 months, because when issue happen before 3 months, it don't stabilize. So we will still buy back the same old price. Government will not get for asking for subsidy, will not get for asking. And I don't believe say them country are then subsidized. I see what them do, then get them bank. When something happen and go to a bank and check the pool, what they put for satisfy the people at that particular point.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Tanu Jallow, Chamber member. Council member, Saloon Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Alhaji Alpha Tanu Jallow, for joining us at the edition of the program. And also plenty thank you to Melvin Fure, Private Sector Development Specialist, and Alia Ubinget Abubakar Kamara, National Coordinator, Budget Advocacy Network. Plenty thank you for una join we for look at the country economy and the advice them una don't give hope the people we concerned go take some of them recommendations here to concern. We hope for the get una from time to time for take we through some of the economic issues and the way forward.
Well, Fumble, and because of time now, we will bring down the curtain for today's edition of the program. Good morning, Salon. Plenty thank you to the production team. Sabtu Kalaway produced the program with support from Yenok Kabia. Plenty thank you to Mary Kamara Bangura. We make we social media platforms, and DJ came out for technical support. So till we meet again, Mina Adeyemi Jackson, say goodbye.
And Musa Kamadesi, bye-bye.